This news update brought to you by Neil Helton, State Farm Insurance.
Looking for auto insurance that fits your budget? At Neil Helton State Farm, the rates for auto insurance is falling. And for 26 years, Neil and his licensed team, Brittany, Crystal, and Wendy, have been here for you. No gimmicks, just real people you can talk to. Backed by a 100-year company, State Farm. Neil Helton is proud to support local athletics and our community. Call 931-473-1539 for auto coverage you can depend on. Visit them at 807 North Chancery Street or go to neilhelton.com. Neil Helton State Farm.
In the Main Street Journal News, McMinnville police arrested 4 people last week in connection with a theft and burglary investigation involving items taken from a local storage unit. Lisa King, age 60, and Lori Ann King, age 52, were arrested Tuesday, January 6th following a traffic stop on Court Square. Both were charged with burglary and theft of property after investigators said they admitted removing items from a storage unit. Police said the investigation began after a December 11th burglary in which about $4,500 in property was taken. Officers recovered items during the traffic stop and later seized additional property from another storage unit. 2 more arrests followed on Wednesday. Justin Fade Comfort, age 29, and Kimberly Lynn Howell, age 30, were arrested at Orchard View Apartments and charged with burglary and theft. Police said the pair lived together. All 4 are scheduled to appear in General Sessions Court January 13th for arraignment. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by Southern Blue.
Looking for the perfect place to call home? Discover Southern Blue, where modern living meets timeless charm. Walk your furry friend in our private dog park, stay active in the fitness room, and enjoy a walkable lifestyle in the heart of downtown McMinnville. Unwind on the patio with friends at Barren Fork Brews right on site. Call 931-507-2583 today. Southern Blue, lofts and townhomes for lease to start your new chapter in style.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. We're off to a chilly start, but it's going to warm up some this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Highs will be near 50. Tuesday we get even warmer. We'll stay mostly sunny with highs near 60. Rain showers are possible on Wednesday morning and afternoon with a changeover to light snow by Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Not much accumulation is expected here in Nashville.
It's time for Simmons Says, the show that brings Warren County the latest news and stories from around the community. Hosted by Jeff Simmons, this program dives into everything from local events to major headlines. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Hello, welcome to the Simmons Says Show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am your host, Jeff Simmons. Hope everybody's having a terrific Monday morning. Had a good weekend, got everything started and ready to go. My mind's percolating today. I'm ready to go. I've already been in the office for like 45 minutes. Which is a rarity, a very big rarity, but I am here. I was here early today. I got up at like 7 a.m. I was watching a little bit of the Town Talk this morning, so I'm ready to go. Hope everybody's joining us here on WBMC 97.7 FM, also on AM 960. We're on WBMC's Facebook page at Radio WBMC 97.7 FM, and we're on YouTube at Main Street Media McMinnville. And then again, too, we are also on the WBMC app if you want to hit us up there. You can get us wherever. We're everywhere. We're always everywhere, all the time. How you doing, Connor?
Not too bad. How are you doing, Jeff?
Pretty good. I mean, I feel like you've already had this show today. I mean, an hour of you and Nunley is almost like an hour of you and me. So I mean, how did Nunley fare?
He did pretty well.
I saw him out there.
You know, we're making it work without Raven, and it's going pretty well. Lots of Letterkenny references.
I did hear some of that. How many did y'all hit?
I think we
all said and done.
I think we almost double digit. I think we got to 9.
I saw y'all talking about it at one point, and I think when y'all were getting into the Golden Globes and how it should be featured, in which I agree. It or Shorzy one should be definitely in there. And then all of a sudden I was like, I gotta start getting ready to work on that one.
That was work. It was scouting what we talk about. So
Yeah.
you don't.
So I don't. Yeah. So I don't double take on it because I was like, we got the Simmons 6 coming up, and there are all kind of things there. So we'll also have a 10 to 11 Coach Danny Fish will be back in studio, so we'll have the coaches show. So we'll be extending this one out to 2 hours of Jeff Simmons today, which means I need 2 Diet Cokes. And I've already got about halfway into one of them. So it could be a long. I might have to go out and shout out for a third one before it's all said and done.
Well,
Hit that share button out there for us.
Danny's going to be driving over this way.
That is true. But he'll be coming from the high school. They actually have school today.
Oh.
Yeah, he won't
It was cold outside. They didn't cancel?
No. But hey, by the way, thanks for hitting that up because that'll jump us right into the Simmons 6 where I try to hit the topics that are going over the weekend, things that kind of got in my brain over the weekend. And one of the first things there was the snow's coming.
Hey.
Is that what we're hearing right now? I keep seeing forecasts that maybe Wednesday night into Thursday morning, maybe an inch of snow in Warren County. Who's ready to see the snow? I know people are already wanting to get out of school. Good morning, says Tori Alder. Good morning, Tori. Yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready. I want the snow.
I think they've already called school off for Thursday.
They ought to.
I mean, they're going to at some point on that one. But no, I saw the forecast. Of course, it was very cold this morning. Hope everybody bundled up. And it's going to be cold the rest of the weekend. But I saw the first snow forecast, and I was like, man, here we go.
It'll be perfect for my drive up to Nashville on Friday.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing in Nashville on Friday?
I'm just going to go see my brothers.
Oh, understandable. All right. Well, that was the first thing that I saw this weekend. That was the first thing that caught my eye was the first big snow prediction of the year. Do you think that we'll get like a gigantic snow this year?
I mean, maybe, but it's probably going to get pushed to like
Maybe I should be asking Miss
February.
Kava on that one. Yep.
Or even into March.
I've seen them in February. I've had snow on my birthday before on that one. All right. Second thing over the weekend. On Friday night, Warren County made the trip over to Smithville. The basketball teams, the Lady Pioneers, did not come away with a win, but the boys did. So we will be talking a lot more about that with Danny Fish when he comes on after this show at 10 a.m. It's really the same show, Simmons Says. It's just the coaches show portion of it. But I think that was a big win for the Pioneers, who are starting to roll a little bit as they get ready for district play. And I think that we can get into more of that topic over a while. But I'll say this much. I love the Smithville home court stuff. I know people, I got some messages about it. We went over there and played. We played them last Monday, so I was there. I got to see it front and center and see everybody. They run out of the Tiger's mouth. And they do all that, and they turn the lights off, and people are like, oh, this is so childish. It's such a gimmick, blah, blah, blah. I still love it.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I think that what I said, Al, this has always been my take with it when it comes to Smithville is if the kids are bought in, it works.
Are the kids having fun?
I feel like the kids are still having fun with it. Now, they might not be when, like, Warren County comes to town and they know that, that boys' game might get a little ugly, and it did. I think Warren County, I'd have to go back and look at the total score, but Warren County won at a rout. So maybe that's not the one you're super excited about running through the Tiger's mouth and doing a huge pregame intro for on that one. And you're like, this is gonna. I was like, now we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna be down 20 in the first quarter. That's no fun.
Did you see what Barstool, did they post anything good?
What's that?
The Warren County Barstool.
Yeah. There was one that they posted. There was a really funny one that I got sent multiple times before they went and played, and it was a meme of like I don't know if it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like that scared look, like that all of a sudden you're side eyeing, and it said, it said DeKalb when they realize they're not playing Boyd. I was like, all right, Warren County Barstool. I see what you did there.
Which is funny because I was actually about to bring up a biblical reference. Speaking of Boyd,
go ahead.
The Daniel and the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, running out of bounds.
Also, I don't know what's going on with your TV back there, so if that does distract you, I apologize.
Not looking at it at all. I never see it. Don't even know what's going on with it, man. No, I was going to try to pull up that Warren County Barstool and see if they had anything worth showing on our screen. Even if you can even get it on the screen.
Yeah, I can get it on the screen as long as you've got your HDMI plugged in.
Let's see what's going on over the Warren County Barstool. No, they had a good time, and of course, man, you gotta just let kids be kids when it comes to some of this stuff. I have no problem with that, but I'll look up. We'll look it up and see if we can bring back it Ben after the break. But let's get moving forward a little bit more on the Simmons 6 on this one. Third thing, the complainers on the Main Street Journal social media.
Oh, more complaining?
I just saw a lot. I've seen a lot. I think maybe 2026 people made that their resolution. To get on there and complain about the fact that they don't get it for free and they don't understand why there's not anything for free. And I was sitting there thinking about that today. I was like, I just wish, like sometimes with their place of business, that I wish that I could go and buy something that's theirs that they sold me that had like 100 of something, and I only needed one of them, and I could just stand at the door and just give out 99 of them before they walked in.
Yeah,
we sell this in bulk parts of 100, and that's how we make all of our money. And I'm like, okay, well, I need one of them, and everybody else needs one of them, so I'm just going to give this away to 99 people that would otherwise have to buy it from you. But don't do that. I'm like, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what you do when you screenshot our stuff and send it out after we with something we charge for something. I'm like, and honestly, I was like, there's 4 of us who all try to make money, who all have our livelihoods at stake off of this job that you want us to either give you for free or have somebody else give it to you for free. I'm like, thanks for devaluing everything I do and have been doing for 15 years. I really appreciate that.
And for everybody that I see that do complain about that, because I'll get on occasionally, mainly to look at people complaining. If you're complaining about wanting something for free, but are wearing a Make America Great Again hat, and this is not necessarily a political statement, but that's incredibly hypocritical.
Oh, we're going to get political for the days over.
You understand that we currently run on a capitalist system, which means that goods and services are exchanged for money.
For money, yes.
So
we don't accept any other form of payment,
and for
that I know of,
who's like, socialism's bad.
Yeah,
you can't be like, but I want this one for free.
Yeah, give us all this stuff for free. I'm sitting.
You sound like a child.
Yeah, I'm like,
get over it.
That no offense, but I'm like, you want to go and have, like Rob, who had to go and be on the scene of a fire, or Seth, who had to go and be on the scene of a wreck and talk to people and get the information. And I was like, or myself or Sam, who go to games or at games and write and stuff like that, and be like, yeah, y'all's time was spent there, but we want it for free. It's like, well, I mean, like, who's paying us for our time? Like, well, that's not our problem. It's like, well, the people that pay us are only paying us because you pay them.
Yeah,
for the product that they end up packaging around the work that we do. I'm like, this trade-off can't be we do it, and then expect y'all to buy it, but when y'all just want it for free all the time, we're like, okay, it's free. I'm like, okay, well, here's what's going to end up happening. You want all this for free. You devalue our product to where it's nothing, or you are, I can just get all that stuff on Facebook. That's fine. Okay,
well, and if
go
you
find it on Facebook.
Show up.
Yeah,
go to the event that's happening instead of reading about it in the Main Street Journal because you're too lazy to get there.
Yeah, or just go and continue to share the stuff that's worked for, then give it for free to the point where people devalue it and we lose our customer base, and then all of a sudden Rob's not doing it, and Seth's not doing it, and I'm not doing it, and Sam's not doing it. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, well, why? I used to get all this stuff on Facebook. I used to be able to find all this information on Facebook. It's like, yeah, you found it because the people that worked did it, and then other people stole it and just put it out there. And I was like, now all of a sudden, when the people that are actually working to do it aren't putting it out there, you don't have nobody, the aggregators don't have any information to put out there, and they're not going to go do it. So good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, or hear me out. These drinks over here at Sonic cost me $4 this morning. For today and tomorrow's Sonic drinks, I could have bought an entire subscription to the Main Street Journal. And if I bought it for a year, I would have already pretty much paid for it today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't think our product's that costly, and especially too. And if you're an advertiser too, I think we had 3 million views on our Facebook page in the last 28 days, and I think we had like 100,000 unique visitors to our website in the last 28 to 30 days. So if you're a website, if you're a business that wants to reach 100,000 unique visitors, or 3 million, or get to with somebody that has 3 million people currently visiting their Facebook pages like every month. I think we have 10 million views on our Facebook page in like the last 60 days. Hit us up.
Yeah.
We're open for business when it comes to that. Oh, by the way, we'll just take a break. When we come back, we'll split up the rest of the Simmons Six, because we have one topic that we're going to get to, the final one of the Simmons Six. People, if you're out there, I want to hear what's going on, because we're going to talk about Minnesota. We have to talk about Minnesota. That's the biggest thing that happened all over the weekend. We'll be back.
You got a copy on me, Big Ben? Come on. Yeah, 10-4, Big Ben, for sure. By golly, it's clean.
Ready for a new journey? Durham School Services is hiring school bus drivers in McMinnville. Stop by 126 Middle School Drive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for on-the-spot interviews. Bring a friend. Enjoy flexible hours and competitive pay starting at $16 an hour. Want more info? Text JOBS to 63552. That's JOBS to 63552. It's all about the journey, theirs and yours.
McMinnville, you're a part of me. McMinnville, Tennessee. There's nothing like you anywhere around. I'm proud to say you're my hometown.
The flu, shingles, pneumonia, tetanus, adult RSV. These are some of the vaccines you shouldn't wait on. At Grace Family Pharmacy, we offer walk-in vaccines, no appointment needed. It's quick, convenient, and handled by people you trust. Protect your health, stay ahead of what's next. Just walk in and get it done.
Graves Family Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy for prevention and protection.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
Busy day? Reddick Brown Ford makes service simple with our pickup and delivery program. That's right. Whether you're at home or at work, we'll come to you, pick up your vehicle, complete your service, and bring it right back. No waiting rooms, no schedule juggling, just convenient, reliable service on your terms. From oil changes to brakes and more, let our team handle the driving so you don't have to. Ready to schedule? Call Amanda at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison or visit reddickbrownford.com to schedule your pickup and delivery today.
If your organization has a nonprofit event coming up you'd like for us to announce, please submit it in writing by faxing it to 931-473-4149 or email to production@mainstreetmedia.llc. Please submit information 2 weeks prior to the event.
All right, we are back here on the Simmons Says show. Hope everybody's feeling good. Dr. Feel Good, ready to roll here on the Simmons Says show. Let me pull up all the good stuff that I have to have ready for me on my laptop in the mornings. I love the touchscreen. I don't know. I didn't think I'd be a touchscreen guy until I had this laptop and then realized it was a touchscreen, which I didn't know for like 3 months. And then I did it one time. I was like, oh, hey, what's going on here?
You're like Ben in the Primate movie, which is the chimpanzee, by the way. He's just figuring stuff out as he goes.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that very much feels like me when it all comes out there. This is the Simmons Says show, which is brought to you in part by Douglas and Lanier Agency. Oh, did my voice just crack a
I think it
little
did. You going through puberty?
Yeah. Douglas and Lanier Agency, your hometown insurance experts, specializing in commercial coverage for agriculture, contractors, and workers' comp. They protect businesses big and small. Trust a team that knows hard work, smart coverage, straight talk. That is Douglas and Lanier.
Douglas and Lanier.
474-0044, 811 Faulkner Springs Road. They are an independent insurance agency specializing in home and auto, life and health, business insurance, farm insurance, investments, and more. Love our guys over there and gals over at Douglas and Lanier Agency. Let's get back into the Simmons Six. We got through 3. One of the things that I noticed that happened over the weekend, did you know what January 10th is?
I did not.
Saturday. You know what January 10th is affectionately known as?
I do not.
National Quitters Day. Did you quit anything on Saturday?
No, I keep going on everything. Drinking, smoking.
Folks out there, did you quit anything on Saturday? I think that is the kind of the day where everybody says that when you start resolutions within 10 days, that's the kind of the thing that they say was National Quitters Day. That being said, we obviously noted on the Simmons Says program, I didn't have any resolutions for 2026. So I didn't quit anything.
And mine's to be a worse person, so.
Yours was to be a worse person?
Yeah.
And you quit that. You're just a good guy.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it.
All right. I appreciate that. Everybody else out there, 473-9383. Tell us what did you quit on Saturday? Or maybe you didn't. What's your resolution that you've stuck with through 12 days? Hope everybody's out there doing it. If it's a good thing, great. I saw some people that said that. I did see one that this weekend that I did laugh at that said, why I'm going to start drinking again in 2026.
Yeah.
They basically said it was like a editorial, and it was a good read. It was funny, but it was basically how they said that they had stopped drinking for a long time and realized that life was more fun. Back in, they kept saying like, yeah, I hadn't drank for blah, 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 and now I realized that I was having a lot more fun. And I was like, okay, like for sure, whatever. Now that being said, and we should be clear, thoughts and opinions expressed on the Simmons Says show are that of its host and not of WBMC.
But of science.
97.7 FM or Main Street Media or its sponsors. That being said, the person was talking about how the fact that they had quit drinking, but they were only a casual drinker when it came down to it. That they basically had said that how they were talking about it was, I used to drink, go out and hang out, but it wasn't like they were drinking daily, and then they said, I got to stop. Yeah. It was like one of those like, oh, I used to just drink casually, and then I just said that I wasn't going to drink at all, and then they're like, I think I could go back to drinking casually. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, whatever.
Moderation isn't a bad thing.
I was like, whatever floats your boat on that one. I'm not partially going to partake, but y'all go ahead and have a good time.
Which actually, speaking of, on my becoming a worse person,
yep.
bit, I am running for office.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be a politician. That will automatically make me a worse person than I already am. So I'll need you to sign the petition, Jeff.
Okay.
So right. I'll be bringing you my form after this.
Yeah. Are you running city or county?
State.
State? Oh, okay. Yeah. I live in the state. We'll be all right. I live in the city and the county and the state. So
I represent everyone.
Yeah. That's scary. Next thing up on the Simmons 6 charity game. I don't know if Nunley or anybody got to talk about this. We'll talk about it a little bit more with Danny Fish as well later in the show. But it was announced that the big border battle, the thing that has happened over the last couple of years between Warren County and Coffee County, and we can get into. In fact, we might have to do like a home and home with Josh Peterson and Thunder Radio on this, because it kind of started with a comment that was made a couple years back about there was not much good came out of Warren County except Highway 55 and Praters. And then all of a sudden it became a running joke. And then I think there was people, the people that got offended by it turned it into this border battle, this rivalry, let's turn it into something. Let's put our money where our mouth is, and everybody can donate. They basically, businesses can donate $1 per point scored in that game, and those go to different foundations. I think in Manchester, if you want to donate for the Coffee County teams, I think that goes to the Dream for Weave Foundation that goes and supports their athletics in Coffee County and Warren County. I think the money usually goes to McMinnville Special Games basketball on that one. You can contact Chris Cope. In fact, we might have to bring in Chris Cope and do a little bit more on that, but we'll talk to Danny about that a little bit more later in the show. But that has been announced. I believe that game is January the 30th. It will be at the Dalt, and they're hoping to get $150 a point is what they're gunning for right now. And I think they might be able to get it. That'd be interesting.
I know they talked about that last year around this time.
Yep. I think there was shirts and everything made. You probably were wearing. I wasn't working here at that time. But, I think that if you can get to $150 a point, Warren County's boys basketball teams scoring somewhere in the 60s, the girls in the 40s. So, if you think that the Warren County girls and boys are going to combine for 100 points that night, if 150 businesses all play or personal, I mean, you don't have to be a business.
I mean, Justin Reed and I both donated half a cent.
Half a cent, did you?
To each point scored.
So y'all were 1 cent all said.
1 cent all said.
Y'all would have been $1. That'd have been $1 if they scored 100.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if you get there, I mean, $150 per point. Warren County scores 100 points. You're talking about $15,000.
Which is great.
Go to the Manville Special Games, which will be tremendous. So if you want to reach out to Chris Cope, or if you want to reach out to me over here at jeff.simmons@mainstreetmedia.llc, we can put you in contact with the right people to get that all squared away. I hope everybody will jump on that. We will be talking about that a lot more on the Warren County Sports Authority, as we also talk about things that you can get in contact with us with. The $100 giveaway for the Warren County Sports Authority. I'll just go ahead and tease that, even though this is the Simmons Says show, not the Sports Authority. We're still going to give away that $100 gift card. The vote is up and active right now on the Warren County Sports Authority Facebook page. And I'll tell you this much. If you vote, if you are in the vote, if you cast a vote, we will put you in the drawing for Lady Vols basketball tickets this Wednesday night. So if you have voted, you've already been registered and are going to have your name listed in there for the potential to win Lady Vols tickets. If you have not, then go vote and get yourself in there. And then again, too, speaking of Lady Vols tickets, we'll be giving away a couple on this show tomorrow. We got a 4-pack to give away on the Simmons Says show?
I'd have to check that email again, but
I'm looking at the email right now, and it looks like we have a 4-pack to give away on the Simmons Says show tomorrow, and it looks like we have one to give away on Wednesday as well, and the Sports Authority will be giving away a 4-pack as Wednesday. We'll be doing that the same way on the Simmons Says show. We will be putting out a trivia question tonight. You answer the trivia question correctly, your name goes into it. You can win a 4-pack for the Lady Vols game, which I believe is this Wednesday. I think, no. This Sunday.
Yeah.
My apologies. This Sunday's home game in Knoxville, January the 18th. So a chance to win a 4-pack tomorrow on the Simmons Says show. Chance to win a 4-pack on Wednesday on the Simmons Says show. Chance to win a 4-pack on the Sports Authority on Wednesday. Give around a dozen. Oh, dirty dozen given away by the Simmons show.
Quite a few tickets. How'd they do on Sunday?
That's a great and fantastic question. I was sitting here thinking about it myself. As I was talking about that, how did the Lady Vols do yesterday against Arkansas? I was hoping somebody would yell that out for me right now. I hope they won.
I do too, because we gave some tickets away, and it sounds like some of the people actually went.
I think everybody pretty much went. Well, the Vols are 12-3 as we go right now, and then as I scroll down, they won 85-50.
Ooh,
blowout!
Your dad just texted.
Yeah, and they will be playing Alabama on. They will be playing. Whoa! Hold up! I'm just looking at this. We're giving away tickets that says January the 18th, but that game's in Tuscaloosa. We're going to talk to Jeff Barnes about that. From what I'm looking at here.
We're making people go to Tuscaloosa.
I would be.
We're not making them go, but they're
either that or
an opportunity to go.
Either that or we're giving them away for the following week's game against Kentucky. That'll be a home game.
Tuscaloosa's not much further away.
You know, when we do this on live, then sometimes live can kind of can always be a little bit interested on that one. We're gonna have to look into this one because right now, that January 18th game that I'm looking at says Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Now, January 22nd game says Knoxville, Tennessee. So maybe we're giving them away to the January 22nd game. We just have that a little bit askew, but that's fine. You can still win.
We will double check that.
We're going to give away some tickets.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not they're the 18th game or the 22nd game, that's what we're going to find out during the break. We'll come back. And when we come back, we'll hit the final thing from the Simmons 6, which I said is we got to talk about all this stuff that's going on in Minnesota. So we will get there after that break. Thank you to Douglas Lanier for sponsoring the show, 474-0044-811 Faulkner Springs Road.
Talk Radio WBMC News is next.
Every farming operation has a story with a past, present, and future. Farm Credit Mid-America wants to get to know your farm story because we're a lending cooperative owned by farmers. And that's why we offer a range of loans and services designed to help farmers grow and prosper. Because we know why no one knows a farmer like a farmer does. Learn more about Farm Credit Mid-America and some of our farmers' stories at fcma.com. Loan subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
In the Main Street Journal News, McMinnville police arrested 4 people last week in connection with a theft and burglary investigation involving items taken from a local storage unit. Lisa King, age 60, and Lorianne King, age 52, were arrested Tuesday, January 6th following a traffic stop on Court Square. Both were charged with burglary and theft of property after investigators said they admitted removing items from a storage unit. Police said the investigation began after a December 11th burglary in which about $4,500 in property was taken. Officers recovered items during the traffic stop and later seized additional property from another storage unit. 2 more arrests followed on Wednesday. Justin Fade Comfort, age 29, and Kimberly Lynn Howell, age 30, were arrested at Orchard View Apartments and charged with burglary and theft. Police said the pair lived together. All four are scheduled to appear in General Sessions Court January 13th for arraignment. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by Main Street Media.
Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal.
From local sports with Jeff Simmons to breaking stories from editor-in-chief Rob Nunley, MainStreetJournal.llc brings you sports, local government, schools, events, and business news. It's the best team of journalists in town, and they're just a click away. Subscribe now at MainStreetJournal.llc.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. We're off to a chilly start, but it's going to warm up some this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Highs will be near 50. Tuesday we get even warmer. We'll stay mostly sunny with highs near 60. Rain showers are possible on Wednesday morning and afternoon with a changeover to light snow by Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Not much accumulation is expected here in Nashville.
Welcome back to the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons. We will be having Danny Fish on to do the coaches show at about 10 a.m. this morning, 10:06 a.m. to be exact if you're looking out there. So we will have Danny on there now. But for the rest of the Simmons Says program, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say the rest. I never guarantee where our conversation is going to go, Connor.
Mm-mm.
But for this segment, I want to talk about the final thing that I had for the Simmons Six, and that is, if you were out there, I don't think that there's any way that you avoided, in some aspects, the news cycle that hit over the weekend. A lot of it surrounded the state of Minnesota, the Gopher State. So, Connor, the crux of the issue here that I can see, and I know that there was a lot of other stuff that beforehand that was going on in Minnesota. I'm not really want to get into the auditing or anything like that. Yeah. Let's get into the thing that happened.
The officer involved shooting.
The officer involved shooting.
Renee
yes.
Nicole Good.
Yes, with Renee Good, and that was what, Thursday, I believe. Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, somewhere
late into the week, and then of course protests happened over the weekend. A lot of Zapruder film type stuff of breaking it down, and I think that obviously the White House has issued statements on this, Trump's issued statements on this,
the statements,
governor, the mayor, everybody's kind of put out this, and I think that it's more than anything, as always, it's become very political, and I thought that in some aspects, I think Tucker Carlson put out a statement that I thought was, in some aspects, hit this in a way that I don't think anybody thought Tucker Carlson would probably be the person to do this. Basically said is, we're missing the plot here. Somebody died.
Yeah.
Like beyond anything else that we're here, before we go, hey, this happened. Hey, you weren't saying it then. Hey, you didn't say this was. We have to start valuing life. And I'm going to pull up Tucker's comment. But Connor, what'd you take from everything?
I know a lot of people, it's super easy to get a snap judgment now.
Yep.
You see one video get released. This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, just wait a second. Even during because it's even bad in the government too. Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, everybody was releasing statements hours after it happened. Wait a second to figure out what actually happened. We're valuing opinion over fact more than ever. Especially for those of you who have no idea what happened. You weren't there. So just wait before you get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Now that more videos come out, formulate your opinion on the situation. I have.
Yeah, I think that in some people's opinions might evolve, and I think but like you said, when you go snap judgment on this, as this was a comment that I found on Facebook, or not on Facebook, on Twitter, that was talking about what Tucker Carlson has said that he brought up that said a 37-year-old was an American citizen, reportedly a mother of a kindergarten-age child. Did we disagree with her on views on immigration? Probably. But that shouldn't matter. Her death is a tragedy regardless of her partisan affiliations, ideological beliefs, or who pulled the trigger. A woman got shot in the face. And I was sitting there thinking about that. When I read that with what Tucker said, I was like, that's I think he's saying a lot of what I would say 90% of people would probably think here, which is somebody died. Can we start there instead of starting with how we score political points here on either side? And I get that there's ways to use it. There's ways to weaponize it. But at the end of the day, I started thinking about, as I said that, I was like, yeah, we have to start, in some aspects, valuing life more than anything else here. And that's whether or not you wanted to and let's be honest. And I know people are going to say, well, where was this conversation when Charlie Kirk got shot? We had it.
Yeah.
Go back and look. We said the same stuff then. At some point, let's not score political points here. Let's talk about the situation. So I guess let's go there. Because Connor, you said it. You've watched the video. I've watched the video. I've seen multiple angles of it. And I've seen people. I think they released one about this is 5 minutes before, 3 minutes before. What are your thoughts on it? Because or do you want? What do you?
I can go ahead and go.
Go ahead. I think you know mine a little bit.
And look, I understand law enforcement, stressful job.
Very stressful job.
Yep. However, being held to a higher standard comes along with that because you do have the training.
Mm-hmm.
You are given a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And you're there to help and protect the public.
Mm-hmm.
And especially federal law enforcement, which received more training than your state and local law enforcement.
That's what your assumption would be.
So if you go to the DOJ.gov, 1-16.200, use of deadly force and prohibited restraint techniques. If you go to subsection 2,
yes.
And I'm just going to read the whole thing just to make it easier.
Roll.
Firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. Specifically, firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless, Chris Stanford could have read this, a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle, or the vehicle operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or serious physical injury to the officer or others, and no other objectively reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which includes moving out of the path of the vehicle. Firearms may not be discharged from a moving vehicle except in exigent circumstances. In these situations, an officer must have an articulable reason for use of deadly force. The vehicle had already started backing up.
Could you have moved out of the way instead of firing a shot? I think is listening to how you read that.
Yeah,
and what it said there.
If you have the path of escape to get out of the way of that vehicle, and unless they're going to run into other people,
mm-hmm.
which
a lot of
none of that lined up.
Very presumption there. I mean, like you said, though, I think you would have to show that basically that A, you couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah.
Or B, even if you could get out of the way, somebody else may not be able to.
The issue
is that kind of what you're okay.
The issue that we're finding with this is if you go put yourself in that danger,
mm-hmm.
which I mean, we just saw a cell phone video. He was recording on his cell phone. He walked in front of the car.
Yep.
Just you put yourself in that situation that could have caused bodily injury, which, I mean, he no longer had the ability to properly discharge his firearm.
So beyond, we can get into the backstory of, I say both the officer and the driver maybe after the break. But beyond that, I think going back to what you said was talk about training. And this is what I thought about a lot this weekend. We've talked about this topic a couple of times lately on these very same airwaves on WBMC. We wrote a story on the Main Street Journal.LLC. You can subscribe about two officers who helped rescue a infant that wasn't breathing and get them to the hospital. and they were saluted. They were, given accommodations, everything about how they handled a very stressful situation. And I even brought this up with Nicole Mosley last week. Was we all think, myself, you, the average citizen, the average human thinks, what would we do in a very nerve-wracking situation? We love to think, man, I'm gonna handle that like a ninja. I'm so great. I have all this stuff, and you're like, you're probably gonna panic, because in the real world, without the ability to train and be prepared for that, you're probably just going to straight up panic.
Yeah, it's a sink or swim.
What I saw, in my opinion, this is Jeff Simmons' opinion. Again, thoughts and opinions expressed on this show are that of the host and not of Main Street Media, WBMC 97.7 FM, or any of our sponsors. Is I saw two people panic in that video.
Yep.
I saw the driver panic in a situation and react in panic, and I saw an officer react in panic. And I think the question is what is going to be the, I guess I don't want to use the word punishment, but what is going to be the resolution that comes from panic? Her panic cost her life.
Yeah.
His panic more than likely is probably going to cost him his job. Now, there's going to be
some of his freedom,
and I think there's going to be people that say it should cost him his freedom. I think that's the question that you're going to end up there. And I think the thought process you go back to on that is her reaction with panic, whether or not how you act, when we can get to how she got there, why she was there, why she put herself in that position, whatever. I think reasonably somebody operating in that situation is going to panic. And you would think, that's usually what's going to happen. Should he have reacted in panic as a trained officer? I think that's going to be, in the crux to this entire situation boils down to that beyond the politics.
Yeah.
Is his training, the things that we try to teach our officers, our law enforcement people, did he apply those in those situations? I think to me is the end all be all of the conversation. Did he apply his training effectively?
And I mean, honestly, no.
Yep.
He didn't.
And I think that's going to be that's where I want to see this. I think a lot of people want beyond any other political thing on that is I see a situation where two people panicked, one person's dead because of it, and the other person's probably I don't think their life will ever be the same.
I don't know if it was. I wouldn't even necessarily call it panic on the officer's case. I think that he let his emotions get the best of him. I think it was more of a lash out than it was a panic, especially after watching the cell phone footage, where you directly hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's I think I don't know. I mean, emotional situation that led to a tragic event. We'll be back on the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM.
Are you interested in a career in healthcare? Planning to be a nurse or other healthcare professional? Did you know that NHC Healthcare offers a free CNA training class? A class is offered monthly right here at our McMinnville location. Did I mention that it's free? You can apply on our website at www.nhccare.com to get started on a super rewarding career.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Come on in, and see how good it feels.
You'll always be treated right when you arrive at Ed Rogers Chevrolet with the new Chevrolet and vehicles, plus a great selection of quality used vehicles. At Ed Rogers Chevrolet, there's also an outstanding service department, proud to be family-owned for over 50 years.
So come on in and see how good it feels.
Get that great feeling of saving money today at Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta and EdRogersChevy.net.
Getting a loan can sometimes be confusing and intimidating. You may have questions before you make the decision to borrow money. If you need help with a car, home, or personal loan, I'd be glad to talk it over with you. Come by and see me, Meredith Woodley, or any of our lending team. At Security Federal Savings Bank, we look forward to helping you find the answers you need to feel at ease with your next purchase. That's Security Federal Savings Bank, the friendliest bank in town. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Warehouse Discount Grocery, serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. 5-pound Idaho potatoes, $2.19. Pillsbury toaster strudel, 2 for $3. Pepsi Mountain Dew Starry, 16-ounce 6-pack bottles, 3 for $12. And fresh 92% lean ground chicken, $1.99 a pound. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries.
Business owners, it's a new year, your business is changing, and we want to help. This is Chris Centracchio with the Ben Lomond Connect Managed IT team. We offer custom Wi-Fi and network solutions, asset and inventory tracking, real-time monitoring and alerts, cloud-based security, disaster recovery, online cloud backup, and much more. Schedule a free consultation and let our Ben Lomond Connect Managed IT team develop a custom plan just for you. For more information, call your local Ben Lomond Connect office or go online to benlomondconnect.com and type in the keyword managed.
All right, we are back here on the Simmons Says show. I am Jeff Simmons. I got producer Connor in, and we are talking a lot about a lot today.
Yeah.
But we have gotten into the topic about the officer-related shooting in Minnesota with that had Renee Good, I believe.
Renee Good, yeah.
Renee Good's passed away. It was, I believe, last Thursday. We have comments in the comment section that popped in. It said, when I went through the academy decades ago, they told us that a 2,000-pound automobile could easily be weaponized. Also, someone said that it did not help that the other woman started yelling, "Drive, baby, drive." So a little bit of more of the situational things that were going on there. And like we said, we don't want to get into the political side of this as much as more just trying to understand what's going on there. And Connor, you were talking about this during the break. Is again, and I don't know if this is going to be a lot more is going to come out of this. And I know that I think they've put out the officer's name. I think it's like a Ross or something.
Yeah, they
like
just
that.
found it out, and I don't think it's completely confirmed, but
yeah, and I don't. Yeah, so
it's a Minneapolis
allegedly,
newspaper.
Allegedly they put, and I don't, like I said, I don't even know the first and last name. And again, too, and then situation people are like, well, you can't say that. I'm like, well, we're saying her name. I think we could say his name too.
Yeah.
They're the two main parties in this situation here. I also read that they think that he might have been like 6 months ago involved in another type of traffic stop. I think I saw this on NBC News was that where it was allegedly that he might have been drugged by the vehicle in a stop. And I told you this, and I think that in some aspects I'm like, okay, well then you can understandably see that that's somebody that would be a little bit unnerved in a situation that they might have been severely injured the last time that it happened. That being said, there's aspects of this situation that you still say,
well, now
protocols have to be followed no matter, like, you can't take just because past experience can apply to certain situations, I wouldn't think.
Well, and even let's say he did get dragged by a vehicle several months ago. Mm-hmm. Especially with the job that they're doing currently, they've got multiple cars at most of these stops.
Yep.
Don't hold on to the vehicle to get dragged by it. And we see that a lot, even with like local law enforcement. If you watch a lot of body cam footage, guys, don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to get openly injured.
Yeah. And again, too, I think you talked about that. I mean, like in some aspects, he worked his way around the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
And I get the fact that he's recording the license plate. He's getting the surroundings on that, because I'm sure that in some aspects that was probably something they were going to follow up with local law enforcement with later in that situation. But then when you're at the head of the vehicle, now again, we hear on the body footage as I think one of the comments, I don't remember, said that you hear someone say drive to the driver as ICE agents are telling the driver to get out of the car. Yeah. So it's like, I know that the first thing that I think that a lot of people are going to say, had the driver complied to the stop your car and get out, this doesn't happen. I don't disagree with that. That being said, did the situation escalate to the point of using
deadly force?
Deadly force. I think that's good. Again, beyond anything, I want to push out all the political.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're dealing with right now.
And this is, once again, where it just comes down to they're supposed to be trained.
Yep.
Now, how effectively they have been trained, because they pushed for a huge mobilization of DHS law enforcement, is yet to be seen.
And this could be, and from all the reports that I know you've read a little bit, I've read a little bit, from the reports of who they think this might have been. This sounds like somebody that might have been served overseas, has been in border patrol for a long time. So feasibly somebody that you would think would be with trained. Over a decade of training has plenty of training.
Yeah, and
this wasn't somebody that showed up on the scene a week ago and was like, you know what I'm going to do on this job here? Like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I'm just going and rounding people up. This isn't the 1800s where they deputized anybody that had a horse.
Yeah. Well, and once again, here's the thing.
Yep.
So even on the first video, the car had started backing up.
Yep.
Which means it's in motion.
Mm-hmm.
That it's no longer in park.
Yep.
You see the officer come up to the front of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like front driver's side.
Yep.
If you see a vehicle in motion where the driver could easily put it in drive,
mm-hmm.
because they're probably in a panic state, stress state, maybe don't get in front of it or behind it.
Yep.
It's just a general rule of thumb, especially for the fact you're federal law enforcement. They've not committed a felony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a misdemeanor obstruction charge.
Yep.
Mostly. Call local law enforcement and have them come out.
Yep.
Don't waste your time with that.
Yeah. Drew just said another thing. If her tires had not started spinning on the ice, this may have been another story of a man run over. So I guess let's look at it let's flip it back to that, because we're spending a lot of time on the responsibility of the officer on that. Yeah. We'll talk about the responsibility of a civilian, because you just brought that up. You said that her obstructing that would have been a misdemeanor. And now potentially, if she takes off and runs right there, and there's no shots fired, and she takes off leaving and fleeing. Now I don't know I don't know if that's felony
fleeing and eluding, probably.
So now you're talking about a potential again too, but I don't think that that's why you're here, is to serve a felony fleeing charge in that situation. So I guess the question becomes on the other aspect of this is, as a civilian, as a citizen, as somebody who lives in the United States, how much of this responsibility do we have to bear in a situation where we have to? I guess this is where forced compliance, or how much of compliance is expected of somebody in a traffic stop.
I mean, at the certain point, as soon as she'd put it in reverse, and was going to leave,
mm-hmm.
let him go.
You think so?
Because
that before or after she had been ordered out of her vehicle? I think it was.
She had started to back up,
and that was when they had said, "Hey, get out of your vehicle."
Yeah, but unless that's your main job to go and do, you were already working another case. Why are you trying to get this woman who's being annoying?
Yeah. I mean,
out of their vehicle and in handcuffs.
Yeah.
That's not what you're there to do.
Yeah.
Even though I still disagree with what they're doing, it's not what they're there for.
Yeah.
So, I get like, oh, they hurt my feelings. They yelled insults at me. I don't want them here anymore. And they are obstructing.
Yeah. I think
their job. But
going back to where the crux of all the stuff that I see out of this beyond, because I know everybody's going to turn this into political, and I think in some aspects they're going to turn this into a bit of a movement because of who was shot.
Yeah.
And their lifestyle choices. I'm beyond all that. I think there's two scenarios. I think there's two things that come out of this that I think should be important for going forward on this. How much bearing of the officer's responsibility of what is the barrier of use of lethal force, and as civilians, what is our responsibility for compliance? And I think those are things that I hate to say this because this is going to come off very constant. This is teachable moment.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, and like I said, I read it whenever we first started talking about this. The DOJ lays it out plain and simple.
Yeah.
And the same thing, I think we talked about it during the break. Rules of engagement, especially for the people that had served.
Yep.
If you break that rule of engagement, you're going to get court-martialed.
Mm-hmm.
It's honest to God should be the same thing for law enforcement.
Yep.
It's we don't have people with suicide bomb vests here. It's not nearly as stressful as it would be.
I think there's going to be when people start talking about what can come out of this, what's going to be the next thing, and look, the outrage cycle is going to there'll be within 24 hours we're going to find something else, and it's going to keep moving on that. But beyond anything else, when I look at this situation, I say if there's reform to come, it has to be about use of lethal force, and it needs to be about what is the standard of being able to as a citizen to comply in a traffic stop. And I think there's going to have to be a set standard on both of those. Hey, we will be back with Coach Danny Fish after a long break here at the top of the hour on the Simmons Says Show on WBMC 97.7 FM. Hope everybody enjoyed the first hour of the program.
WBMC McMinnville, 960 AM and 97.7 FM. WBMC.
This news brought to you by McMinnville Moving and Storage.
For more than 60 years, families and businesses across Middle Tennessee have turned to McMinnville Moving and Storage when it's time to move what matters most. From local moves to cross-state journeys, we've built our reputation on reliability, care, and a commitment to our community. We are not just a moving company. We're your neighbors, helping make every transition smooth and stress-free. Wherever life takes you, we'll get you there safely. Visit McMinnvilleMoving.com today. McMinnville Moving and Storage, proudly serving Middle Tennessee for over 6 decades.
In the Main Street Journal news, McMinnville police arrested 4 people last week in connection with a theft and burglary investigation involving items taken from a local storage unit. Lisa King, age 60, and Lori Ann King, age 52, were arrested Tuesday, January 6th following a traffic stop on Court Square. Both were charged with burglary and theft of property after investigators said they admitted removing items from a storage unit. Police said the investigation began after a December 11th burglary in which about $4,500 in property was taken. Officers recovered items during the traffic stop and later seized additional property from another storage unit. 2 more arrests followed on Wednesday. Justin Fade Comfort, age 29, and Kimberly Lynn Howell, age 30, were arrested at Orchard View Apartments and charged with burglary and theft. Police said the pair lived together. All 4 are scheduled to appear in General Sessions Court January 13th for arraignment. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather update brought to you by Graves Family Pharmacy.
McMinnville, you're a part of me. McMinnville, McMinnville, Tennessee. There's nothing like you anywhere around. I'm proud to say you're my hometown.
At Grace Family Pharmacy, we know keeping up with medications can feel overwhelming, especially when you're caring for someone you love. Our pill packaging service takes the stress off your shoulders. We sort and separate every dose into easy, tear-open daily pouches, customized to your exact schedule. Morning, noon, or night. Never miss a dose again. Perfect for caregivers, home health nurses, or anyone taking 5 or more medications. Give yourself peace of mind. Grace Family Pharmacy, because caring should be easier.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. We're off to a chilly start, but it's going to warm up some this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Highs will be near 50. Tuesday we get even warmer. We'll stay mostly sunny with highs near 60. Rain showers are possible on Wednesday morning and afternoon with a change over to light snow by Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Not much accumulation is expected here in Nashville.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Simmons Says program here on WBMC 97.7 FM for the second hour on Mondays for the foreseeable future. Will be the Coaches Show, and we got Danny Fish in the studio with us to talk a little bit about Warren County basketball, of which it was a great week for the Warren County basketball team last week. Started off with a win over White County on Monday night. Tuesday night defeated Siegel, and then on Friday went to DeKalb County and continued its winning streak in Smithville, beating DeKalb County. So that is, what is that, Coach? 12-4?
I believe so.
12-4, not a bad start to it, and then also to get y'all with a little bit of momentum as y'all build forward, ready for this week worth of district games. But before we jump into what's coming up, let's look back. Starting first with that White County game, we were here last week and we knew that was going to be kind of the kickoff point for 2026. How do you feel like your team showed up for the first game of the year?
I think we played well. Did some things that we needed to do. Defensively, on the boards, got out to a good start. You know, we always preach getting out of the gates well, and, I thought we did that. Thought we did a great job at minus 2 minutes there in the second quarter of pushing them off the 3-point line. For White County, we wanted to make sure we limited their 3-point baskets. We felt like they couldn't make enough twos to beat us, which is the way that we designed the scheme up. People go, well, why are they not helping on, Cole Sims? Well, we designed it that way. We wanted to scatter them out off the 3-point line and play them 1v1 and stay on the floor, not give them any extra baskets. We didn't want to give them anything from the 3-point line, anything from the free throw line. It's kind of going to be similar, to scouting reports for this week's games. So,
as we talk with Coach Danny Fish, we're probably going to put on my laptop and let some of the highlights play from the game. Connor, if you can do that, we can put that up there. Again, too, we might not break down every highlight. We just might have some of them running so people can see some of the buckets for Warren County, including this very first one. Y'all get Deshaun Adams going very early in this game. He ends up having 24 points. Coach, what is it about your team and their ability to get a guy? Did y'all want to get Deshaun started early on this, and what happens for y'all when you get somebody like Deshaun an early bucket?
Well, anytime Deshaun or Reno or Dev or just anybody gets an early bucket, I feel like it gets them going in the flow, and they kind of feel that the rest of the game. That play that you showed right there was a play called down, and it's an ISO play to try to get him the ball or Reno the ball around the elbow, and they both like that shot, and it's a play that we run quite a bit. But anytime that we can get any of those guys going early and often, we try to. And those are specific calls right out of the gate. We kind of have the same type of system, or like football, they'll run the first 5 or 10 plays, right? We have the same thing, depending on who we feel like has the advantage in that game, or who may have had a bad game, the game before. We want to get them going and get them in the mindset of there's not going to be 2 games in a row where we don't play bad. So, we do some stuff like that.
Yeah, just watching through this play a few times I've been clicking through is I think that there's some aspects of this too that just talks about unselfishness of a basketball team. I mean, you have two of your leading scorers for this year. Most of the year has been Devin and Keaton, and I think on this play, Dev gives it up, gets to the corner quick, which brings the defense out, and then Reno's sent the pin down here that gives Deshaun the area to play. So I think there's, unmistakable that you have to have 5 guys playing unselfish to get the bucket. Doesn't really matter where it comes from.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing that we've done a lot better this year. I know that we scored some points last year, but still was only averaging about 12 assists a game. This year we're up around 18, 19, 20 assists in a game off 27, 28 buckets. That's a really good job by our guys. I feel like our guys, they understand and finally feel as if everybody trusts one another to score the ball on the floor, particularly. And then we preach it every day. We don't care who scores the ball. We just want to score the ball more than they do. So, they're buying in, and it's always good to see. You can see it on film. You can see it in the games.
Yeah. Going to the second bucket, and I know we're not going to break down every single bucket in this game, but I think these first 2 kind of set the tone of what you're talking about. The first one was the unmistakable, let's share it, let's show this team that we'll pass it where it needs to go. But the second one is, let's get this energy going.
Yeah.
We're at home. Let's get one a throwdown here quick, and then Dev gets his self loose in the middle and just smacks one on him.
Yeah, I think any time that we can, we really, our energy really jumps, and more so the Dalt energy jumps.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime that we can get some type of rim run and get a dunk, I feel like we play defense a lot harder. Our energy goes up on the floor. The Dalt energy, goes 0 to 100 real quick. That was a press break that we had practiced on the day before just a little bit. We had watched some film on Cannon and White County, and Cannon tried to dribble through that press. You know as well as I do, if we can break that press down with about 3 passes, we're going to try to score. And a lot of teams, they try to press to slow you down, and that's what we felt like that White County was trying to do. Not they'll present a trap in the coffin corners, of course, but more so trying to just kind of slow us down and make us a possession-by-possession team. And, of course, we want to speed up the tempo of the game and try to break that press, but not only just break it to get it down the floor, but break it to score.
Yeah. Just going through these first couple of buckets of the White County game, and then we can, Connor, we can probably go off the screen for that. Appreciate that. I was just sitting there looking at it and saw Paris gets in the back. Cannon Paris gets into the teeth of the defense for a and one. You get into transition for a bucket from Maddox. You already started with Deshaun. You get a dunk from Dev. And then, I mean, as we're sitting here I'm sitting here watching this on my screen, you're 4 in, 4 out. So, I mean, 4 different guys, 4 different buckets, 4 different subs coming in at the 4-minute mark. I mean, how is that really shown with this team's teamwork to be able to continuously switch in and switch out, but then put the pressure on other teams? Because it seems like you have people that can score no matter what lineup you roll out there.
Well, it always helps when you got 9 to 11 guys that consistently have a bucket in a game. I felt like that was going to be one of our strengths of this team coming into this year, and I think we had talked about this in the preseason, that we were going to change the style of play to fit the mode of the team or to fit the personnel. As well as I do, every year your personnel changes, so you have to kind of change with it a little bit. Maybe not overall philosophy of what you're trying to do, but you need to fit your personnel as the coach. And I felt like we have 10, 12, even our sophomores that can give us time on the floor. And Luke is a sophomore. Everybody forgets that he's a sophomore that didn't play much last year till after Christmas, because of his torn ACL in 8th grade. And he's been a big producer for us off the bench. Cannon Paris starting to get into the flow now. He was out for 5 weeks with a high ankle sprain. Maddox Baker's been a bright spot for us as far as being able to knock down some threes. We wanted to have a guy that kind of like your Nate Turner that could come off the bench and knock down a three. And then Christopher Robletto's really picked it up. Him and Eli Davis have really picked it up in the past couple of weeks. Chris is just unlimited amounts of pressure. But we're trying to get him to look to score the ball a little bit more. At Morrison, he was a great scorer.
Yeah.
Our freshman year, he was a great scorer. And then last year, he kind of maybe took a step back, looking to create a little bit more, which, you create opportunities for yourself and your teammates, not just your teammates.
Yeah.
And Eli Davis has really made a really big push for us the past couple of weeks. He's played really well in practice, and it showed up in Pigeon Forge, and then he got a little bit more minutes at, the Hoop Fest. And then the past 3 games he's come in and off the bench is another big, 6'5" big that can produce. I mean, he had like 8-10 minutes the other night at the Cab, had 6 rebounds and a couple putbacks. And, it's just given us different ways to play teams and different strategies for other coaches to account for guys, so it's definitely made us better.
White County, and we'll before I want to move on to the Siegel games and of course the Cab County game that you just brought up. But before, just kind of put the bow on the White County game, another sweep in another local rivalry. How much do those matter? Because I mean, I get that I know a lot of people now kind of sweat the Sparta game a little bit less now because it's not that district game,
right.
But it still matters.
Yeah.
I mean, how much did y'all put a focal point on that game? Because I think. Well, let's just be honest. There were some hard feelings, I would say, from the last game, and I think that they continue to roll over. But I think that how did you feel like your team approached it, and how big was it to kind of get at that and say, hey, another sweep?
It's one of those games that we mark on the calendar. I'm not gonna lie. As far as myself as a staff, our staff and our players, those guys have been playing each other for a long time, and they want to go out against White County and play well. Mm-hmm. We always get up for every game. We want to win every game. Everybody that's on our schedule is just in the way, right? And we just play the game the way that we need to play it. I felt like the emotions were high, but, man, I was really proud of our guys to show the maturity level to just keep the main thing. And stay focused on the game. Energy is always going to be high. It's going to be high at Coffee, Shelbyville, Cookeville. I mean, people are wanting to play us and they're wanting to beat us. So they're going to try to find every edge that they can. And emotionally, our guys have shown a lot of maturity in that. I'm not sure that they showed that at times last year, particularly like with our leadership on the floor. Our leaders on the floor have handled that a lot better this year. And I believe because they've handled that better, we're in a better position than we were last year, even though we have a lot of the same personnel.
Deshaun Adams, 24 points, 8 rebounds. Devin Fish, 21 points and 20.7 rebounds. Keaton Reno, 14.7 rebounds. Some of the standouts from that first night of games last week, which was a win over White County, 71-53. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Siegel Stars and the measuring stick game that the Warren County took the measuring stick and kind of whipped them with it. All right, we'll be back here on the Simmons Says Show.
Time after time, I've done my sentence, but committed no crime.
Ready for a new journey? Durham School Services is hiring school bus drivers in McMinnville. Stop by 126 Middle School Drive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for on-the-spot interviews. Bring a friend. Enjoy flexible hours and competitive pay starting at $16 an hour. Want more info? Text JOBS to 63552. That's JOBS to 63552. It's all about the journey, theirs and yours.
Every farming operation has a story with a past, present, and future. Farm Credit Mid-America wants to get to know your farm story because we're a lending cooperative owned by farmers. And that's why we offer a range of loans and services designed to help farmers grow and prosper. Because we know why no one knows a farmer like a farmer does. Learn more about Farm Credit Mid-America and some of our farmer stories at fcma.com. Loan subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Come on in and see how good it feels.
You'll always be treated right when you arrive at Ed Rogers Chevrolet with the new Chevrolet Am vehicles, plus a great selection of quality used vehicles. At Ed Rogers Chevrolet, there's also an outstanding service department, proud to be family-owned for over 50 years.
So come on in and see how good it feels.
Get that great feeling of saving money today at Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta and edrogerschevy.net.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire.
All right, yeah, let's go.
It's on point.
Let's heat it up.
It's on point, Connor.
Let's heat it up. Yeah, as Warren County, we talked to Warren County coach Danny Fish after his team went 3-0 in basketball games last week. Talked a little bit about the White County game. We're going to talk a little bit about Siegel. Before we do that, Eric Blues popped up in the coaching the comment section. He said, "Question for Coach Fish: How does it feel to set the trend for being bald with a red beard? Is it a heavy crown to carry?
It is. It is. It is. I don't cook quite as well as Coach Ballou. I've not brought y'all any food on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want. I can't carry that crown.
The burden is much. But hey, man, yeah. I guess you did set a little bit of a trend there.
Yeah.
I don't know. At some point, you start. I mean, now that I start thinking about it, y'all are just bringing back something that was already going on back when I first started this job in 2010. Except then it was Franklin Fisher.
Okay.
And he had Upton. That now, granted, I don't think that was the red beards, but the
bald,
the bald goatee look or the bald beard look has been going on in Warren County. That being said, pretty good coaches back then too.
Yeah,
a lot of wins between those guys.
I do that so you can't see my triple chin, as far as my beard.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir now, man. Every time somebody asks me, they're like, "Oh, you should say go clean shave." I'm like,
no, that's like a hairless cat, man. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, hey, I'll tell you somebody that didn't want to see somebody. That was Siegel when they got to Warren County. I don't think that they really maybe they wanted to see y'all because I think they thought maybe that first game got away from them. The second game got away from them a lot quicker.
Yeah, we just come out of the gates. I think we shot like 68% in the first quarter. Anytime you get out of the gates like that, it's going to be a nightmare for whoever you're playing, you hope, right?
Yeah.
But our plan in that game was to get Dev going early because he didn't. That was the first game over there at Siegel. He didn't have a bucket in like 77 games, I think, before Christmas of his freshman year. I think he played like 12 minutes, didn't have a good game, and it was funny because his mom said before we left, she says, "Gonna have a good game tonight, right? You're not gonna get a bucket early." And he was like, he just looked at her and shook his head. So either that was him being determined or him just trying to go with the flow. But I think he had our first 9 in that game or something like that. So he put a point of emphasis to get going early, and then him and Keaton, I think, combined for maybe 20, 30-something of our first 38 points. I think one of them had 19, other than had 16 in the first half. So, 30, whatever that, 35 of our 38 or 42 or whatever we had in the first half. So him and Keaton they came out and made it a point that you guys are not going to be able to stop both of us tonight. And when they do that, it makes us really good because everybody else tends to relax, a little bit more if they see those guys get going. And the biggest thing was that our guys kept feeding them the ball too. So anytime those guys get going and like that in a game, I feel I relax a lot more too. And I think, yeah, man, this might get ugly. And I like ugly on our part, right? When it feels good. You've been in those games where your top guys are feeling it, and the rim looks really big and makes you feel better.
Yep. Connor, if you want to go back to the video screen real quick, again too, we were talking about last game we just showed in the White County game was that y'all got to the high post, got Deshaun an early bucket, kind of flex on that or worked off of that. They were in a zone. Looks like Siegel comes out, plays you in a different look, even though it looked like they actually started zone, went to man.
It's a matchup zone.
Yep.
Matt Rigsby does a really good job over there, and Coach Martin do a really good job of disguising some things.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a matchup zone. And the one thing that we did the first time with them is the guys didn't do a great job of identifying. I think they did a really good job in this game of identifying what they were trying to do.
Yep.
Right there, on that first clip, we just ran somebody in and dribbled to the side and pulled that top guy over, and they were anticipating us just passing it back and forth. They almost play like a point zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then both of those guys matched up down low, and Deshaun did a great job of finding the shooter on the backside.
Yeah, well, as you said, Dev comes out after I think it was 60-58 in Siegel.
Yeah.
Had to make a bit of a comeback to get to that, and then of course y'all go up 23-9 in the first quarter. As you said, Devin Fish having 7 of his 23 from that night. We can get off the video off that, but yeah, setting the tone in a game like that. And I would ask this would be the biggest question on this one is, you've played them before.
Yeah.
As you've played White County, and of course later on in the week you played DeKalb County. They know the film. You've seen the film. You've seen their film. They've seen your film. You've already played against each other. When is this the chess match?
Yeah.
In January? Is this when the chess match starts? Because you're starting to play everybody for a second time. And how do you feel like the chess match went for y'all against Siegel to get that proving ground? Because that's a team that,
thorn in our side.
Been a thorn in the side for them over the program. I mean, Chris Sullins will tell you that was the team that kept Warren County out of state in CJ's year. I know that's a team that y'all have played in the postseason. I mean, you've seen Siegel. They're a measuring stick. Yeah. So to pull out the measuring stick and kind of smack them with it felt pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good game. Like it's kind of a similar game as last year. I mean, they broke our heart at home and then pounded us when we went over there, and we got to do that. I think that was a burning thing with the guys, is they wanted this game this year with this team because they felt like one game they took from them last year when they should have won, and then just an absolute beat down over there, and it was great. It was great to reciprocate that this year. Kind of similar games, but after we play a team one time, we can really kind of identify how they're going to play us, how they're going to play our guys, what they were successful with, they're going to stick with in the second game. What didn't work for them, they're probably going to throw out the door. And, on our end, I just want to see how you're going to guard us.
Yep.
And then we can make the adjustments off of that. I think one thing as a staff that we do well is trying to find opportunities for our guys to get going, right? After you play us the first time, we can see kind of what your scheme is going to be. Now, you may tinker and you may change that a little bit into the second game or third game or fourth game, but you kind of know who you're trying to stop, right? And we try to put ourselves in a position to get that guy some points, but at the same time, what's going to work best for our other guys also, not specifically that guy. So if they're doubling down on Reno, that means that Corbin, Isaiah, Caney Paris, Luke, guys like that are going to have opportunities to knock shots down. And that falls on them to do that. If they knock shots down, now we got to take that double away. Now Deshaun, Keaton, certain guys are getting man-guarded, and, that becomes a different challenge in itself for teams.
When it comes down to making adjustments like you're talking about there, and then when it comes to the rotation, you've seen it, you think, hey, we're going to do this. Are you trying to project what they might change for you, or are you thinking,
absolutely,
I've seen how they're going to do it, we're going to make this adjustment. When we make this adjustment, are they going to make this adjustment? And are you already building in like a second counter off of that?
Yeah, I think that you'd be foolish not to.
Yep.
We're basing everything on predictions, right, in games. Well, we want to know what we're doing, but we do a good job, or we try to do a good job of projecting what they're going to do. Like, how are they going to counter this when we do this, or what are they going to do when we do that? And we try to do a good job of that. But, yeah, we try to predict what teams will do to us. Say you get Reno in the post like last time against Siegel. They dumped down. They doubled him from the top, and they doubled him from the corner if we entered the ball of the corner. This time they try to front him, double him from the back, So there's just different ways that we have to make adjustments during the games. And we talk to those guys, and the way what's been really beneficial about the way that we play this year is that our guys are on and off the court so much, right?
Yep.
Is that we can tell them that adjustment when they come off or before they go in. We don't necessarily have to take a timeout to make that adjustment now, right? Because as well as I do, when you're playing 6 or 7 guys, they're playing long stretches of periods, and you're having to call timeout to make a certain adjustment that you see on the floor. We don't necessarily have to do that now. I mean, those guys are coming in and out every 2 minutes, and hey, this is the adjustment you need to make when you go out on the floor. Look for this.
Well, it's not just that. It also makes you tougher to scout in the sense that if you're only playing 6 or 7 guys and all of a sudden they know that we'll help off of X and Y.
Yeah.
Well, then X and Y's running in and out of the court every 1 or 2 minutes, and they're like, okay, well now this last possession I was over there, and I know that I can help off of the corner because that's a person we'll allow to shoot.
Yeah.
And then the very next play, it's like, oh wait, is this the person I allow to shoot, or is that somebody I have to close out or to? So I mean, well, yeah, when y'all moving off there, it's the chess game.
Yeah,
that you're talking about. I think y'all are
it's-
playing some high level.
Hey man,
I don't know if you're a grandmaster.
It's
or all
chess,
of it,
not checkers. You know, we tell them all the time. Our guys have just been doing a really good job of buying into what we're trying to do, but we want to make kids think on the floor. I think it's easy when you're scouting teams and you know exactly what they're going to do. You know exactly the amount of players they're going to play. You know exactly what that player is going to do. If I ever come in here and go, you know, I didn't see that on film, I literally never saw it on film.
Yeah.
Right? Because Siegel, you know, White County, we have their last 5 games, right? I always get their last 5 games, and we break those films down to clips, to how they're playing, you know, how they're playing, how they feel. You can see on film how kids feel about their game, you know. So it's the same thing, and I'm sure people do it against us, right?
If they're not, they're wasting time and energy because the ability to do it's out there.
Well, I feel like, you know, all of the teams that we play, they're very good teams because they're coached well.
Yep.
And those coaches are doing the same things that we're doing. Most of the time, it comes down to who plays better, right, and who is able to put themselves in a good position to win, and who's able to take away things from the other team to keep them from winning.
Who hits that big shot with 2 minutes to go?
Yeah, who hits shots? You know, who takes care of the ball? Who rebounds the ball the best? And it's not rocket science.
No, we'll be back with more with Coach Danny Fish here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am your host Jeff Simmons. I'm going to talk a little bit about another trip to Smithville for the Warren County basketball team when we come back from break.
Get ready for Seafood Feast at Captain D's of McMinnville. Listen to these lunch specials. 2-piece fish or chicken, popcorn shrimp, or baked fish, all for $7.99. 2-piece catfish dinner for $8.99. Dinner specials, 3-piece fish, chicken, grilled whitefish for $8.99. Fried whitefish, $7.99. And 2 can dine for $14.99. And for the family pack bundle, $29.99. Includes the gallon of tea, 10 fish or chicken, family size appetizer, and 2 side items. Captain D's, Smithville Highway. Looking for auto insurance that fits your budget? At Neil Hilton State Farm, the rates for auto insurance is falling. And for 26 years, Neil and his licensed team, Brittany, Crystal, and Wendy, have been here for you. No gimmicks, just real people you can talk to. Backed by a 100-year company, State Farm. Neil Hilton is proud to support local athletics and our community. Call 931-473-1539 for auto coverage you can depend on. Visit them at 807 North Chancery Street or go to neilhilton.com. Neil Hilton State Farm.
Cold nights are here, but hot speeds wait for you with Ben Lomond Fiber. Stream faster, game smoother, and work from home without missing a beat this winter. Keep your connection blazing during snow days with Ben Lomond Fiber's multi-gig speeds of 2 and 8 gig. Ben Lomond Connect offers the fastest internet speeds in the area and a whopping 25 times faster upload than national brands. And just like the low temps, BLC still has the lowest 1 gig price in the nation. Cold nights, hot speeds, Ben Lomond Fiber. For more information, go to benlomondconnect.com or call your local BLC office. Some exclusions may apply. Multi-gig speeds available in most areas.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Busy day? Reddick Brown Ford makes service simple with our pickup and delivery program. That's right. Whether you're at home or at work, we'll come to you, pick up your vehicle, complete your service, and bring it right back. No waiting rooms, no schedule juggling, just convenient, reliable service on your terms. From oil changes to brakes and more, let our team handle the driving so you don't have to. Ready to schedule? Call Amanda at Reddick Brown Ford and Morrison or visit ReddickBrownFord.com to schedule your pickup and delivery today.
With the changing of the seasons, Middle Tennessee is a beautiful place to be. Now is the perfect time to purchase or remodel your home or to buy that boat, camper, or land you've been looking at. This is Matt Ritchie, loan officer at Security Federal, and I'm here to help make these dreams a reality. So whether you're ready to make a big purchase, invest for retirement, or just establish your credit, come see us at Security Federal. We are the local bank with smiling faces, always happy to help you. See why we are known as the friendliest bank in town. Security Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, we are back here on the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am joined by Warren County Pioneer head coach Danny Fish, who led his team to a 3-0 finish last week in games, including that Siegel game we were talking about. 68-43. Keaton Reno had 24 points. Devin Fish had 23 points. And overall, just kind of a boat race after Warren County got up 23-9 after the first 8 minutes. Ended up taking looks like 42-18 lead at halftime, and kind of rolled from there. Friday night, though, after that, you got the 2 wins at home. Got to go take care of business on the road at a place that you've been to a few times.
Yeah,
you know it pretty well. Know the lay of the land over there.
Yep.
Went to the Tiger Den and played Smithville, and then we can go to the highlights really quick. I think the first thing that I see here is the first 2 baskets made threes for y'all, and I mean in some aspect when Corbin Felton starts hitting shots, it's usually going to be a pretty good night.
Yeah, Corbin, he did an unbelievable job over there Friday night, knocking down shots. But that was the shot that was available for us, right? I think that, Joey and Cody, the coaches at the Cab, wanted to make sure that, one, Deshaun didn't get going again because he just crushed them last time. It was one of those games where Deshaun was really on and, trying to take, Devin and Keaton away, of course, and like we were talking about just a minute ago, there's always going to be an open guy when you're trying to take those guys away. And, Corbin had a big night. I think he hit 5 threes in that game. And, we're going to need him to do that a lot more and a lot more often.
Well, if 2 are guarding 1, that means 1's being guarded by none.
It's math.
It's
that math.
It's that math, man. I tell you, playing that well, of course, y'all end up going and kind of enrolling in this game. What does this say about your team, about their ability to just get into a game? Because I think everybody in some aspects thought y'all had the advantage.
Yeah.
Seen the first game of this one, kind of know, but just because you have the advantage, especially when you go into the road, especially when you go on the road for a rivalry game, the kind of the records go out the window, the history goes out the window. You're getting DeKalb County's best punch.
Yeah.
And I think instead they got a haymaker from y'all very, very quickly in this first quarter when y'all go 18-6. What does that say about your team's ability to say we're gonna get the job done?
Yeah, we wanted this game.
We can go off
our guys like playing against DeKalb. Anytime we're playing any of those border battles, our guys come out with a kind of a different look, I guess. Our guys, they wanted that game. They came out hard. I thought we was a little slow at first as far as getting some things that we wanted, but just kept pounding on it. Probably could have been up more. We missed quite a few shots around the rim on Friday night. I thought we had enough opportunities to score 90.
Yeah.
But
wanted 100, I'm sure.
Yeah, we did want 100. I'm always shooting for 100. We had a guy there at the Cab. He's like, Coach, if you score 25 a quarter, that's for 4 quarters. That's 100 a game. You're going to win about 95% of your games. Well, thanks, man. So that's always kind of stuck in my head forever. And we want to score as many baskets as we can. We knew that they probably we're going to get to about 40 points to 50 points, but they're 15, 20 points better at home. The game was called, and I won't say a game was ever called in favor of one team or the other, but the way the game was being called, it was going to allow them to be a little bit more physical with us. And it was early, in that first half, very physical, a lot of contact, a lot of no calls. So we had to battle through that, and I felt like our guys did. But, when Corbin and a couple of those guys can knock down three-pointers, makes the lane and the rim and everything open up a lot more for us, because now you got to get out and cover those guys. And it was after Corbin hit a couple of threes that zone started to expand a little bit, and now it gives Reno and Deshaun and other guys the ability to knife it up. And I thought Christopher Robledo and Isaiah did a great job the other night of cutting it up with a dribble. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that you need when teams are trying to pack it in on you. You need people to knock down shots. You need the ball to be reversed, and you need to be able to cut it up with a dribble. Right, and in the screening action also, which we got involved in, and trying to create some different opportunities for our guys, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Yeah, Corbin Felton finishes with a team high 15 points. So 3 different games last week, 3 different leading scorers, all 3 wins. 15 points for Felton, 14 for Fish, 13 for Reno, 11 for Adams. You hit 9 threes as a team, shoot 45% from distance, all said and done. I was going to ask you, because you said that you're a team that wants to dictate a tempo at some point, or you just want to be a high possession game. But in a game like that, where especially if you take an early lead and a team does not want to attack you defensively, is there a part of you that wants your team to get more aggressive, or how do you balance aggression against
chaos.
Discipline? Yeah. I mean, because you want to create the chaos, but sometimes when you try to force chaos, it opens up your ability to be broken down. Right. How do you balance your team from saying, hey, we're going to go create this chaos, or say, let's just stay disciplined, because what we're doing right now, they're not going to score on us?
We want to do both.
Yeah.
Right. We practice
discipline chaos.
Yeah. We practice like this every day.
Yeah.
What I tell them, we want to be fast and under control. We want to play quick, but not making bad decisions while we do that. We play like this every day in practice. It's something that we've trained ourselves to do, and we're going to stick with it. I've had multiple coaches where I've talked about what we're doing, and not just high school coaches. I'm talking some of my guys that coach in college. Mm-hmm. They said 10 games in will be your breaking point, and it was about 10 games in. It was like, are we going to do this, or are we not going to do it? It was actually the Clarksville game where we didn't sub like that, and the Nolansville game where Devin and Reno and those guys had like 30 minutes. Yeah. And I turned around after the game, and I was like, hey, are we committed to what got us here or not? Yeah. And JT and Brent, they do our rotations, and, we were all talking, and I'm committed to this. We have to be committed to this. The guys are committed to this, and we got to continue doing what we're doing. But those teams that are trying to slow us down, we want to try to speed it up offensively and defensively. In practice, we practice with a shot clock. So that's one of the things that's played in a factor for us of getting more aggressive on offense, So with a 30-second shot clock, you have to attack that every time, and if you don't attack it, then, shot clock's going to expire on you. And I know we don't have one in the game, but we've trained like that to where it's built in to what we're doing. Yep. So
one day, hopefully. We're kind of the same way. So let's get this bad boy rolling.
I mean, we want possessions, right? Yeah. I think we talked in the preseason of wanting to get upwards of 15 to 20 more possessions in a game. I don't think that we're quite to that, but I think we are getting around 10 to 12 more per game. And we're shooting the ball at 50-something% from the floor. So if you're getting more possessions, you're getting more rebounds, you're turning them over more, you might end up getting 20 more possessions, right? Whether it be second chance opportunities from your defense. And you're shooting the ball 52% from the field, around 40% from the three-point line, trying to get, I think we went from scoring 56 points a game last year to like 65, 66 points this year. And if we shot the ball at 68% from the free throw line, which we're not, and I hope that we can get that better, we're shooting around 62% from the line.
Yep.
there's our 70-something points. If we can get to 70, well, that puts us up in an upper echelon of teams that could only have the ability to score 70, right? Which is your Brentwoods, which is your Bartlett's, which is your, those type of teams, Walker Valleys, those are those type of teams. Y'all say it all the time. I think Chris says it on Wednesdays. There's only a certain amount. When you go play a team and you look at their guys and you look at what they're doing, they're only capable of scoring X amount of points. If they score over that, they played really, really well, shot the ball really well.
Yep.
We wanted to be able to eliminate that as far as like, if we go play somebody, we know they score 50 points a game. If they have a really good game, they score 62. If we play our regular game,
we score 63.
We score 63.
Yep.
Right. So that's kind of the scheme behind it, right?
We were talking about it in the last break that there's complexities to this game, but the moment that you can break down the complexities to make it simple, like you just said, in some aspects, the possessions. I know everybody's like, "Oh, you're doing the trigonometry and all this." Like, well, at the end of the day, we're going to break this down to where we can get to this because when X becomes more than Y, we're in great shape. We'll be back with a little bit of a preview of district basketball with Coach Danny Fish when we get back on the Simmons Says Show.
I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
Hi folks, this is David Mason Simpson with DM Simpson, Realtors and Auctioneers. If you're looking for a realtor to list your home, farm, land, or commercial property, we're ready to go to work for you. We'll evaluate your property and then promote it locally, regionally, and nationally. If you've been looking for the service you deserve in the real estate business, call the friendly folks selling Middle Tennessee and beyond at 473-LAND. DM Simpson, Realtors and Auctioneers, serving you since 2007.
Enter a world of action, suspense, comedy, and romance at 3-Star Cinema, where the latest stars shine and the perfect movie captivates you. Now showing
David, rated PG. Primate, rated R. Avatar, Fire and Ash, rated PG-13. Zootopia 2, rated PG. The SpongeBob Movie, rated PG.
Call the 24-hour movie line for showtimes at 473-7600. Experience your hometown movies at 3-Star Cinema.
Come on in and see how good it feels.
You'll always be treated right when you arrive at Ed Rogers Chevrolet with the new Chevrolet Am vehicles, plus a great selection of quality used vehicles. At Ed Rogers Chevrolet, there's also an outstanding service department, proud to be family-owned for over 50 years.
Come on in and see how good it feels.
Get that great feeling of saving money today at Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta and EdRogersChevy.net.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. Let me, Sabrina Keaton, help you turn your life goals into accomplishments. Here at Security Federal Savings Bank, we can assist you with buying a car, debt consolidation, purchasing a home, or remodeling your current home. Whatever your needs are, we will keep it simple at Security Federal Savings Bank. We look forward to serving you and building relationships that last generations. Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Warehouse Discount Grocery, serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. 5-pound Idaho potatoes, $2.19. Pillsbury toaster strudel, 2 for $3. Pepsi Mountain Dew Starry, 16-ounce 6-pack bottles, 3 for $12. And fresh 92% lean ground chicken, $1.99 a pound. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries.
All right, welcome back to the Simmons Says Show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am Jeff Simmons. I'm here with Warren County High School basketball coach Danny Fish as their team is embarking on district play. Coach, in a lot of aspects, 12-4, had a great start, went to Christmas, were the champions in the Smokies, but tomorrow night you're 0-0 when you head to Manchester. What's the thought process as you get ready for Coffee County on Tuesday night, Cookeville at home on Friday night?
Preseason's over. The preseason's over.
Yep.
The second season starts now, right? Coffee's, they're a good team, very well coached. Andrew Taylor over there, who's, been to the Glass House himself, so he definitely knows what it takes, and he definitely knows what it takes to win in this game because I think my 4 years, I think we've split. That's the record, I believe, between us. So it'll be a fist fight like it always is over there. I think last year was in OT over there, and the year before, down to the wire, I think, and the year before that, even when we won the district tournament, I think we won that game in OT too. So it'll be a fist fight at the patch, and Cook will be no different. At home on Friday, Matt Hill does a great job with those guys, and they have a bunch of different ways they can hurt you. So we'll have to be on our P's and Q's this week. 3 out of our first 4 road district games are on the road, which is people are like, man, I wish it's I'd take all 4 of them right to go. Right, first 4 games on the road, find out where you're at, and then go from there.
Plus, you get to finish at home at that point.
Yeah, but I feel like we talk to our guys that. Every night it's a home court advantage for us. Just give us a gym, give us a team, throw the ball up, and let's play basketball. Yeah.
That being said, too, Warren County fans, if you want to get over to Manchester tomorrow night, tip off at 6 o'clock for the girls' game, 7:30 for the boys' game. You can make it a little bit of a home court advantage for Warren County. Go over there, be loud. I know, as we usually know, the patch is going to be loud. That being said, too, when the turnaround with Warren County and Coffee County, I believe, is January the 30th, and I believe it was announced that the border battle, the fundraising for that has started again, too. So if anybody wants to start doing that, we talked about it a little bit earlier on the Simmons Says show. Get in touch with Chris Cope. We probably have to bring him on the show and let him promote that. But the dollar a point scored, I believe that would be going to McMinnville special games.
Yeah,
and I think that's always been a big thing. But
just lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
One slip of the tongue has turned into something that's great for both teams with the Dream for Weave and special games, and we've had great community support. And it always falls on that Friday night game. That's why it's changed here this year. Next year, that'll be a Friday night game at Coffee, so it'll be that game next year. But we've turned something that happened in a game into something great, and I think it's a lot to be said for both communities on that.
Yep. Too, I was just saying that earlier in the show that I might need to just do like a home and home with Josh Peterson as well. He can come on my show, I'll go on his show. We can talk a little bit about how all that was created. But yeah, again, too, that'll be a big one. Not looking too far forward though, because I know you're a guy that wants to be looking at it. Just tomorrow night, what will be the keys to victory for the Warren County Pioneers?
Playing good defense. They do a very good job of, back cutting, screening. So we're going to have to do a very good job of defensively. They like to do a lot of screening to create some big, small matchups, and we're going to have to do a good job on MJ Roman. Mm-hmm. He's a really good player. I think he's a junior, number 5, and he'll probably be an all-district player this year, so we have to do a really good job on him. We're going to have to really do a good job on the interior, rebounding the ball. They got a couple of guys that really rebound the ball real hard. So rebounding defensively and, getting into the flow for what we want to do offensively. Andrew does a really good job of taking away some things that we want to do, and we're going to have to identify those early and try to come up with some of those counters we were talking about earlier in the show. So they don't particularly like to play fast. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be our key, is to be able to create that tempo early that we want to play in and bait them into playing that tempo also, right?
Yep.
But we have to score the ball to do that. because everything's predicated off scoring the ball for us and how we score the ball.
Yep.
So we're going to have to create that tempo defensively. That way, we talk about our defense sets up our offense, and we want to get them out of what they want to do. I think that they would love for the game to be in the 50s, the low 50s. I want the game to be in the 60s and 70s. So we'll see. I know that, we're still sore about that district tournament loss last year, and, it's one of the things that I and Solon's had a discussion about the other night, and it was those guys are still sore. They're still sore about those district tournament games last year. They're still sore that they lost at Shelbyville last year. They're still sore that they lost the 2 games in the district tournament. And, we were coming back from DeKalb the other night, and Dev and I was talking about it, and that's what he said. He said, we're still sore about those games, Daddy. And I was like, well, stay sore about it.
Yeah. Find your fuel. I mean, as we've talked about a lot on this one, everybody's going to be – Warren County goes into the district with preseason polls, which were done back in October when nobody had even seen any team yet, where Warren County was picked to win the district. But so put a little bit of a target on your back, but it's not to mean that y'all can't be the hunters too, because there's some things that y'all want to get accomplished. But, Coach, really appreciate you coming in. Again, Tiffany Morgan pops in and says that it's the GOAT on the show on here, and we will have you back hopefully next Monday. And every Monday past then, man.
Hopefully we can be back in here next Monday talking about 2-0.
Great.
I think that our guys are ready for the challenge, and hope we just come out and play well and see what happens.
All right. Well, Coach, appreciate you. Good luck tomorrow night as y'all head to Manchester. Again, you can catch that by going up to Manchester or listening to the voice of the Pioneers, Jay Walker, who will have that game on Star 107. So hope everybody enjoys the Simmons Says show. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. on WBMC 97.7 FM.
Free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have